Alright folks, we tried out Qwen 3.8 Max and it is very impressive. We managed to build out this interactive website with really cool scrolling animation and effects showcasing the city of Tokyo. So the potential here is really big. I mean, the last time I used Qwen 3.7 Max was already impressive, but 3.8 Max takes that to the next level. You can see this on our website, learn.superbash.ai. We've run 6 benchmark runs, which is also a bit of a con here for using Qwen 3.8 Max. We find that it is quite expensive, quite token hungry. We only managed to build out 6 tests rather than the usual 11. So in this video, we're going to look at the benchmark runs. We'll also discuss some of the pros and cons that I find having used Qwen 3.8 Max to vibe code. So grab a cup of coffee and enjoy. Alright, let's quickly look at the specs here because right out of the gate, I could tell Qwen 3.8 Max can definitely compete with the other leading open weights model. It has 2.4 trillion total parameters, but at 95 billion active per token. And this ratio is high. It means more knowledge and capacity per unit of compute, which can give strong and efficient intelligence if the router selects the right expert. So of course, you as a user are responsible for guiding your agent towards the right path. And this ratio, comparing that with Kimi K3, 2.8 trillion total parameters at 104 billion active per token, you see that the ratio there is quite similar. GLM 5.2, slightly older. Ratio is high, but of course not as high as Kimi K3 and Qwen 3.8 Max. And a bit older, that would be Minimax M3. You see it just gets lower and lower there. So we're expecting to see the next Minimax model to compete on that end, at least for the parameter counts. Now, if this is your first time using Qwen, you have to understand that their strongest suit is their native multimodal input. It's not just capable of understanding images, documents, and videos, but it delivers visual intelligence that runs through the entire task life cycle, especially when it comes to front end. It's tends to drift a lot less compared to the other models for these native multimodal tasks. It's very competitive as well against Kimi K3. You can see this type of project having to build it with the really cool scrolling animation takes a lot of effort. Now, we did cheat a bit for this project. We used Higgs field MCP to achieve this effect. But you can see the understanding of Qwen 3.8 Max to leverage Higgs field video animation tools is very powerful. So I already knew this because the Qwen 3.7 Max was already very impressive, having to be the first model to actually build the 3D Chinese architecture without the roof. You can check that video out, link is up there. But now I have this better sense that, oh, it's not just video demos anymore, but really for websites, that's definitely a strong suit, and it's a very practical case. I'm pretty sure most of you guys out there would be experimenting with website designs, and if you want to have nice looking websites but also functional ones, right? Qwen 3.8 Max for sure right now is the meta to build out these types of websites. Now, a bit of shout out here to ekchung.com. This is the website that we use to copy and recreate. So AI, he's one of our colleagues. You can check out his YouTube video. Basically, this website is a rendering of Hong Kong showcasing the AI brand. So it's a very cool idea that you can replicate. And if you've been struggling with other models to do these sort of effects, it's not really just the model, but also Higgs field MCP. You can try it also without Higgs field MCP using the traditional free tools like 3JS or Blender. But honestly, man, like when it comes to website design, try as much as you can to use Higgs field MCP. It's just a cheat code, really. It's just a big cheat code. You can see that. And also the UI UX logic for the website is very impressive too. You can see I don't have to go through the scrolling animation. If I want to just go straight to look at the popular tourist destinations in Tokyo, I can just click that and it'll scroll down. It's still scrolling down, right? Go to food, and it will redirect me to the food. The arts of still Higgs field MCP, but hey, for first try, this is very, very impressive. All right, next up is the Ember Glider. This is a new test that we have built. It's basically a flying game, but we noticed that, you know, a game demo is cool and all, but It's not fun. What if we have player progression? So we asked Qwen 3.8 Max to build a flying simulator game, but also what would happen if we complete a player progression type of quest? So you can see here we have to go through 14 rings, and supposedly there should be like an end game or maybe like a reward if we go through that. But so far it's really good. The movement logic is correct. There were no flaws when it came to building these aerial movements. I think in the old days, it's very difficult for the AI to build these sort of aerial movements, the logic. Where do I have to go? Okay, so now it looks like there's a waypoint for me to go there. I have to go up. Okay, so you guys can try this out as well. It's on learn.superbash.ai under the benchmark. So it's pretty cool that they also included that indicator to show me which ring I have to go. So it's nice. Okay, so we hit 14 rings. Now what happens? What if I go through the last ring? All right, there we go. Beacon reached. Medal. Okay, so it's a time-based player progression. So if I ever want to beat my previous time, and I'll play this game. So it's pretty cool. You guys can try it out. Next up is the low polyworld tower defense. Now this one, okay, I tried it out, and there was already a big problem with the camera movement. Now this is not a model issue, this is actually the environment issue. I was using Qwen 3.8 Max on my VPS, and in this box there's no GPU, so when it comes to the camera movement there was a bit of a problem. So I should have done this on local to run Qwen 3.8 Max, but the gaming logic there is correct because it is a tower defense game. I can click the pads, there's an indicator for me to place the arrows. I can even upgrade them to tiers based on how many gold I have. Let's see, let's add one more arrow tower and then start the wave. So those are the enemies, there's the health bar. So let's go on wave 2. Let's see how it goes. Oh, so there's even harder monsters to defeat. So I like that they added that as well. It's not just one-dimensional. So here you can see I lost track of I cannot turn or anything. I can't pan. Well, I can, but it's really stuck on this angle. There you can see that, right? So if you're gonna build these types of games where you need dynamic camera movement, it's best to do it on local machine, or if your box has GPU. Now next up is Neon Drift. This is pretty much like the flying game, but only it's on land and it's a car. Eagle eye view. It's really fun. I think this was my favorite in terms of the funness, if that makes any sense, because it's very simple to understand, and the visuals look really pretty. It's neon themed. Yeah, it seems a little bit AI, but I do still appreciate that sort of neon theme. Man, this is kind of hard to drive. I'm not a good driver, so we'll see how this goes, because I think around so after you finish a lap, you can see that car there. That's basically me in the previous lap, and I have to beat my lap time and make sure that my previous lap don't beat me. So I really like that feature there where you can see the ghost car, right? That's you, and don't let that ghost car beat you. So next lap, okay, so that's me in lap 2. Now I'm in lap 3. Oh no, lap 2 is sort of catching up. It's harder than it looks, guys. Racing this. Oh no, I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Get me out. Get me out. Oh, okay. So this is really fun. You can try it out. It's on learn.superbash.ai. The second last game we have is the Starfall Arena. I think this is a space shooter game. Yes. This is the OG classic of us testing the games, but instead of having it be a space shooter game, we also incorporated a simple player progression mechanics. So we can pick up these green orbs after we've slain these enemies to level up. You can see in the bottom there we have a level 1, and I think after we get to every level, there we go, we have upgrade selection. So what do we go for here? Projectile per volley. That seems cool. So it's auto fire, which I don't like. I prefer to have to manually fire myself. And at first I thought, okay, when I was playing this, right, you can see this also it gets to wave 15. I don't know why, but Qwen 3.8 Max really likes the number 15 for player progression games. And there you can see there's harder enemies now. The red colored enemies, they take a slightly longer to destroy. Let's see. Okay, ooh, we got another level up. Projectile damage. Let's go for that one. So it might take a while for us to get to level 15, but you guys can try this out as well. It's on our website. All right, and last but not least, the Stormwind Trebuchet Simulator. This is a test of physics, geometry, math. Is the model smart enough to determine how do projectiles work? So first test is to, of course, mess around with the engineering panel. All of these variables here would change how the projectile moves. The arm length, the wind speed, wind direction, and let's fire. So there's the sling there, of course. Some models, I think DeepSeek didn't have the sling, so it's technically not a trebuchet, but it's a catapult. We did that test. You can check that video out. We can also change camera angle. So this is pretty cool. From wide to trebuchet only, and then wind, reset trajectory on. Oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. This type of test definitely has a lot of potential. We would try to improve upon it because this is just the first one-shot prompt try. But yeah, definitely a lot of potential for Qwen 3.8 Max. It did not disappoint. If I was already very impressed with Qwen 3.7 Max for a lot of the front-end tasks I do, Qwen 3.8 Max, very, very good. I think this is now my new main specifically for website designs. Website designs, Kimi K3 there, but it's just in terms of usage limits games, right? So let's talk about the usage limits. So right now my 5-hour quota is up, okay? But previously it blew up my 5-hour quota for the Stormwind Trebuchet game, right? So I had to go to Open Router to top up a bit. I'm not gonna buy another plan. Like, I don't have an extra credit card. So that's the downside, I'd say, of Qwen 3.8 Max. It's quite token hungry. It's very token hungry, and it's not really realistic for me to go for the standard plan here on Alibaba. You can also go on Qwen Cloud. This is the one that's from the Qwen team to try it out. But there's, I think their plans are also roughly the same, right? So I'm on the standard plan here on Alibaba. It's $16 US per month. Here's the $18 US dollar per month. But the credits is just about the same. So if I'm gonna run an actual project with a repo to follow up on, create new ideas, first try blowing up 5-hour quota and my 7-day quota already 32% use, not even halfway into the day. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it the demand for Qwen 3.8 Max right now is really high? Because they say there's a limited time night 50% off. Calls between okay, I see. So I have to be using Qwen 3.8 Max when I'm supposed to be in bed to make the most out of this. But yeah, I guess first impression so far, it is really strong for multimodal tasks, especially website designs. I think that's a very realistic case. It's certainly also really good for games. You can try that one out. Higgsfield MCP, that's just a bonus. It's a cheat. But really, if you want to test the raw power, don't use Higgsfield MCP. But we wanted to, right, just to show you guys the power of its visual understanding. So if you find this video helpful, give us a like, subscribe to the channel to follow for more updates, guides, and news. And I'm expecting the Qwen 3.8 Plus to be arriving, I think, in about 3 or 4 weeks later, assuming it's the same schedule as the previous 3.7 Max and Plus. We're definitely going to do a review about that, so stick around. My name is Ron. Shana now!